Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the program development cycle. What is a program development cycle and what is it used for? Well, the program development cycle is an outline of each of the steps used to build a software applications or a program. In other words, this is a tool used to guide computer programmers on how to develop a program to solve a problem. The program development life cycle has different steps. Number one is problem analysis. Number two is program modeling. Number three is coding the program. Number four is testing and debugging. And number five is maintenance. Let's go to the problem analysis. Problem analysis is defining the problem and identifying these three important data: the inputs or the given data from the problem, B, the outputs or the results after we solve the problem. And next is the process. What is the relation between the input and the output from the given data? And how are we going to solve the problem? What formula are we going to use? Is it addition, multiplication, or do we need to have a much complex solution to the problem? So following these three details, again, it is important that we analyze what is the problem, what is the input, and the process and the output of the problem. Let's have an example. Write a program that can input three integer number from the user and find the average for the number and display all the numbers in the average. Using our problem analysis, we identify the input. The input are the three numbers. We identify the process. The first one is the total of the three numbers. And next is divide the number by 3. And lastly, the output of our program. The program needs to display all the three numbers again and display the average. Step 2, the program modeling. The program modeling is planning the solution to a problem using algorithm, flowchart, or pseudocode. Going back to our lesson in M2, we already know about algorithm, flowchart, and pseudocode. So how are we going to apply this in the problem earlier? Well, for the algorithm, we will set the sum and the average into 0 because we need to initialize our variables before beginning the program. Number 2, the program will read the three integer number given by the user. Number 3, we total up the three integer number using this formula, sum is equal to a plus b plus c. Number 4, find the average of the numbers. So we will use the variable avg is equal to sum over or divided by 3. And lastly, display the three integer number and the average. So that is the algorithm of problem 1. Next, let's go to flowchart. We will start using the oval. Next is to have a process because we will initialize the sum is equal to 0 and avg is equal to 0. Next is an input. So we will read the integers a, b, and c. Next, we will again use a process. We need a formula now, which will be sum is equal to a plus b plus c. And afterwards, another formula or another process, avg is equal to sum divided by 3. And lastly, a display or an output, which is display abc and display avg. And then we end the program. Next is pseudocode. We start the program, we get the input ABC, we use the formula sum is equal to a plus b plus c, and the formula of our average avg is equal to sum divided by 3. Next is to print the numbers or the integers again, print abc, And lastly is to print the average or print AVG and end the program. So this is how we use algorithm, flowchart, pseudocode for our problem 1. Let's go to coding the program. Coding the program is to express the solution in programming language, or we translate the logic from the flowchart or pseudocode using programming languages such as BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, C, the one that we will use for our lesson, C++, Java, and any other programming languages. Well, each language has its own syntax or rules of language. Some might use a different keyword than the other, and we need to learn that in order to execute our program. In our case, in this course, we will learn about C next time. Number 4 is testing and debugging. When we say testing and debugging, we first trace the error of the program, which could either be a syntax or a logic error. When we test the program, we try to run or play the program with a set of the data that we used. And when there is an error found in the program, we try to debug it or we trace and fix the error. There are 3 types of errors. Number 1 is the runtime error. It occurs during a program execution detected by the compiler. It occurs because of the logic error or a memory leak. Number 2, syntax error. This error is the structure or spelling of a statement detected by the compiler during compilation of the program. Some examples are missing a semicolon or a quote. Number 3 is the logic error. It is an unexpected, unintentional errors resulted from flaw in the program's logic. It can be produced by an undecided result or output. It cannot be detected by the compiler. Therefore, it's very hard to know what really the error in the program is. That's why you need to compare the result with manual process. When we create our program, or following the steps of our program development cycle, we need to have a proper documentation so we will not be lost. A documentation is a written detailed description of the program cycle and the specific facts about the program. This documentation materials include the description of your program, the logic tools that you will use, such as flowcharts or pseudocode, the data recorded descriptions used in the program, the program listing, the testing results or the results of your program, and the comments. So, why do programmers put a comment in their program? These are the explanation on why we put a comment. Number 1 is to explain or describe the program, the function, or the statement. So it will be easier to understand or it will be easier to know where the problem is. Next is to help other programmers understand the program, the function, or statements. In certain programs, it's not only one programmer who will code the program. It could be a group of programmers. So in order for the other programmers to understand a certain part of the program, you need to put comments or description on what that block or function for. Next, the 2 types of comments is the line comment, which is just a single line comment, a block comment or a multiple line comment, and a syntax comment. A syntax comment differs in certain languages. It depends on the programming that you use. And the last step of our program development cycle is the maintenance. It is the modification made to the finished program or the software to meet the current requirement. You need to refer to your documentations if there will be some things that you need to upgrade or develop or improve, or if there will be certain errors while the user is using the program. You need to go back to the program development cycle, step 1, and do all the steps all over again. This is how you maintain the program to keep it running. It's all about the program development cycle today. I hope that you learned something and please make sure to review and understand the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me privately in our line group. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.